All right. So for example number 2, they've done all the work for us. This is what it looks like in the real world. So it says Ken has a weekly goal of burning 240 calories by taking brisk walks. So let's underline that. That's probably important, right? The equation is negative 300 times x plus 2400 represents the number of calories Ken has left to burn after X hours of walking. So it looks like he burns. Now, this is important. It says he burns 300 calories per hour. Whenever you see something per something, isn't that a constant rate of change? Yeah. After so many hours, how many hours? 1 hour, he's going to burn 300 calories based on the number of hours he walks. Constant rate of change. I wasn't done. Constant rate of change. That looked like constant rate of charge. Well, what's another word for a constant rate of change? Slope. Consequently, look at this. What's the number in front of the x value? Negative 300. So what they want us to do is they want us to graph negative 300 times x plus 24. Okay. So they said, all right, first of all, your slope is going to be negative 300 over 1, which is equal to negative 600 over 2, which is equal. So using the slope helps in drawing a more accurate graph. Okay. Now, the reason they changed the slope to negative 900 over 3 is because I can make a graph and kind of figure out about how many hours it's going to take to equal 0, right? So then they say use the slope. So first of all, we know that the y-intercept occurs at 0, 2400 because this is the y-intercept. So let's do that. B equals 2400. And this is the slope m, right? And so what we do then is if I know the y-intercept, I can go down 900 and over 3. So here I went down 900, right? And that represents my negative 900. And then here I went over 3. And that represents my positive 3. So down is because of negative, to the right is positive. Remember, when you go to the right, it's positive. Going up is positive, going down is negative, and going to the left is negative. Okay. So that new point then is 3, 1500. And then you continue that process. If I go down 900 over 3, I'll get here and so on and so forth. Okay. So then step 4, draw a line through the points. And that's it. Let's move on to the next slide, though. And this is another example or similar to that one. Another example similar. And just put the words together. Another exemplar. After how many hours will Ken have walked? How many hours of walking will Ken have 600 calories left to burn? So if you look at the graph again, we're looking for 600 calories, and then we find the corresponding time. This point on the graph is 6, 600. And remember, this represents 6 hours of walking, 600 calories. Okay. So Ken will reach his weekly goal when the number of calories left to burn is 0. In other words, he's burning all of his calories. Okay. He's burning all of his calories. And so, Mr. Adams exercises and stuff. So They say that an active person, probably like a male, depending on their height, maybe Ken's like 6 feet tall, will burn about 2,400 calories. And so he's going to eat, right? And so he wants to get down to 0. And you're going to burn 2,400 calories just being awake, walking to and from, blah, 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 blah. So this is a bit extreme, but they're saying that if he walks for 8 hours straight, he'll burn up all the calories that he eats each day. So whenever somebody tries to lose weight, you got to kind of figure out how many calories you burn and then not eat that many calories and be a little deficient, but you can't be too deficient. So he's probably thinking, if I burn 2,400 calories and I eat 2,400 calories and then I just do regular day-to-day stuff, that's really cutting it close. But this is a math problem. So Ken will reach his weekly goal of the number of calories left to burn is 0. Because every point on the x-axis has a value of 0, find the point where the line crosses the x-axis, and it says that Ken will reach his goal after 8 hours of brisk walking, right? So if he eats 2,400 calories in a day and he walks 2,400 calories, in other words, if he walks 8 hours, he'll burn 2,400 calories. He'll use up all of his calories that he ate. But if you sit in a chair, you burn calories when you're sleeping. Your body does stuff. It needs energy. Okay. So that's a bit extreme. I think most people, and maybe it's the teacher in me wants to say to you, you don't need to, maybe he wants to know, maybe he thinks walking 6 hours a day is good because then it leaves him with 600 calories left for your day-to-day bodily operations, right? I don't know. You guys want to Google that real quick? Watch this. Calories. I know this is part of the video, but calories burned while sleeping. How many? Around 50 per hour. So if you sleep 8 hours, what's that? 400 calories. Does that make sense? Cool. Hold on one sec. Let me stop the video.